Hi everybody, here is a video on how to create subsections for content teachers. Now subsections would probably be used in this case for small groups or like office hours. So let's go ahead and get into this. So today we're going to be learning how to build those subsections. We're going to talk about how to enroll students in those subsections and then add this to a calendar event and tie it to this subsection. All right, so let's get started. There are three naming conventions that we will be using here in this video. The first one will be for our calendar event. Our second one will be for our actual name of our subsection. And then finally, our third one for our Engagely session. Okay, so I'm going to go over how to do this in writing, and then I will show you in our Canvas demonstration. All right, to create a subsection, you are going to go into your Canvas demo and you're going to go into settings, and then from settings at the very top, you're going to go into sections. When you go into sections, you're going to add a new section. Here's our first naming convention. It is going to be Canvas dash your last name and dash group A, or whatever you would name your subsection. Remember, before we have always used underscore. Unfortunately, Canvas does not recognize an underscore, so please make sure you're using a dash. And then all you do is just add that section. Remember, students will be able to see the name of this subsection, so make sure that it is appropriate. Next, we are going to be enrolling our students in our subsection. Now, when we enroll our students in our subsection, we're going to click on our subsection, and then we're going to go into people. Once from in there, we are going to get a list of our students within our course. Then you're going to choose the students that you do want to go into your small group / office hours, whatever it may be. And you're going to do that by clicking the three dots for each student, or for a student. You're going to edit that section, and then using the drop down, you will pick your subsection and then go ahead and update. Now, one thing about in Canvas is that this is currently on a 1-by-1 basis. There unfortunately is no bulk editing when we're talking about enrolling students into our subsections. So make sure that you do plan accordingly. It will take some time. So this will be something that you can't really do right away. Make sure you do plan accordingly. Then once we enrolled our students, we are going to go ahead and put it into our calendar. Once we create an event in our calendar, we're going to make sure, first of all, that we are clicked onto the only calendar for that particular course. And then we're going to click on a date, and then we're going to go down to more options. Then we're going to go into our second naming convention, which is ISCA dash your last name dash whatever name you're going to call it. In our training purposes, we're just going to call it Group A. From there, you're going to use different dates for each section, and then we are going to go ahead and our subsection should pop up. I'll show you in the demonstration, and then we're going to add our date and our time for our group. Then we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to duplicate it every 1 week for 4 occurrences. Now, when we duplicate it for the first time, this will be the only time we'll be able to duplicate it. So before we hit update or create event, we need to make sure that we lock in our Engagely class. So we're going to go back up into that big box there, and we're going to go ahead and push that plug in. Literally looks like a light plug. Okay, we're going to view all and then go into our Engagely class, and then under step 2, which is step 2, and then the third one down, we're going to create a new Engagely class. Here comes our third naming convention, and that's Engagely dash your last name dash whatever you want to call your group, or in our training purposes, Group A. Then once we do that, we have a class link, and we're now able to go. At that point, we can edit our description. You can create your description by doing the following things. You can add a date, you can add a time, a duration, your name, your contact information, whatever it may be. Okay, you can do that on your own. If you feel comfortable enough, then you can go ahead and use the HTML editor. Okay, and that's only if you're comfortable. Simplicity is just as fine. So when you do that, you're going to open the formatting code that was sent to you. If you do need that formatting code, please let me know. I'll be happy to send that to you, and I'll show you in the demonstration. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and pick the stationery type you like. There's multiple colors that you can choose from. Whatever color you choose, you're going to literally copy and paste the code that is underneath that. You're going to go into the HTML editor on Canvas there, and then you're going to update the details there. Okay, couple important things that you do need to be reminded of is that decisions are still in motion to determine how Canvas classrooms will be set up. So this is not possibly how we will set up our classrooms for next year, but this is just kind of to get us ready. There are going to be some similar things, but again, we're not too sure on how to set that up quite yet. Also, when making events for subsections, you can only duplicate the event the first time. That's why you're going to do everything and make sure that you're 100% good with what you see up on the board before you create this event, because it will duplicate only the first time. If you go back in and try to edit it, it will not edit everything. It will only edit the event that you are doing. Then you'll have to go back in one by one to do that. And then obviously duplicated events are not the same as reoccurring events, so they are a standalone and they cannot be edited in bulk, unfortunately. They only can be edited one by one. So that's why it's a really important that you have everything correct before you create this event, so that you can it will duplicate that same exact thing each time. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our demo Canvas here. I already have my demo Canvas up here. It's that geography course. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into that. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and create our subsection. In order to do that, we're going to go down to settings right on here. And then once we go into settings, we're going to go all the way to the very top here to sections. Once I go into sections, I'm going to go ahead and create my subsection. And this is going to be that first naming convention. So it'll be Canvas. My last name, Sepulveda, dash group A. And of course, you can name it whatever you'd like, but again, this is for training purposes, so I'm just going to say group A. First of all, I need to know how to spell my last name. There we go. And then all we have to do is just add the section. So once we added the section, you will see it pop up here. So I'm going to go ahead and go into that section to enroll my students that I want in that section. In order to do this, I'm going to go ahead and click on that canvas. And then I'm going to go into people. Now, when I click into people, right now it's only just me. But when we get students in our courses, we'll see a list of students in our courses. I'm actually going to show you with a live course in just a moment here. And then I'll show you how to add individual students. Okay, so let me go ahead and go into my live course. I'm going to go down to settings like before. I'm going to go up to sections. I already have a demo course here to show you, so I'm just going to go into that demo subsection. And then now I'm going to go into people. And because this is a live course, students will populate in just a moment here. And so now we can go ahead and choose the students we want to go ahead and put into our subsection. Now, unfortunately, with Canvas, we cannot bulk edit. It will have to be on a one-by-one basis. So even though there's little boxes on this side, that means nothing. Even though it says add people, it unfortunately means nothing. We do have to do this one by one. That's why it does take some time. So make sure that you are prepared for that, and make sure you allot that time for enrolling those students. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my friend Santiago, and I'm going to go ahead and enroll him in my demo course here. So when I enroll a student, you're going to go ahead and push those three little buttons right there at the very end, and then a drop down will happen, and you're going to go ahead and push edit sections. Now, once you edit sections, a section enrollment thing will pop up. So you're going to bring down this caret, and as you can see, here is my demo course of my subsection. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to say update, and now my friend Santiago is enrolled into my subsection, my small group, my office hour, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's how you enroll a student. If you want to take a student out, all you would have to do is click those three buttons again. go to edit section. And this one is pretty easy. Whatever subsection you see, and this is my demo, all you have to do is push that little X. It goes away, and make sure you update. And there you go. That student now is disenrolled into that subsection. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and head on back for a moment. And now that we have our subsection, we're going to pretend that we have students in our subsection. So now we're going to make the calendar event for it. So I'm going to go into calendar, which is on the left-hand side, right below courses. And I'm going to make sure I have my one course checked off. Whatever course I'm in, and in this case, the geography demo or whatever demo course that you have been working on so far, whatever what that may be, that's the course that you're going to check off. Please make sure that the other courses are not checked off, that your personal calendar is not checked off, your other courses are not checked off. Only the course that you are working in this case, geography demo, is the section that I'm going to be working, or the course I'm going to be working in. So make sure that is done. Then we're going to go pick a date. Okay, and for our training purposes, we'll say today, June 3rd. I'm going to click on that date, and my event will come up, or an event editor will come up. I want to double check here to make sure I'm still in that same geography demo course. Yep, great. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to more options. When I go up into more options, now I can create my new calendar event. I'm going to go into my second naming convention, and that will be ISCA-Sepulveda-Group A. Okay, the only difference is you're going to change the front from Canvas to ISCA. Now, once you have that, you're going to come down here saying use a different date for each section. If you don't see that, go back to your calendar. Make sure that one course is checked off and nothing else. Sometimes if you have something else like a personal account checked off, it will not show us use a different date for each section. So make sure that you see that. If you do see that, go ahead and click that. And then as you will notice, your subsection will pop up. Okay, so once it pops up here, I'm going to go ahead and make a start date and time and an end time. So I'm going to say it's going to start today, June 3rd. I'm going to say the beginning time is at 9:05. And the nice part about this is that we can schedule it for the exact class time. We do not have to adjust for anything anymore. So, and I'm going to say, and it will end at 9:50 a.m. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to say duplicate. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to duplicate it once every week, and we're going to do it for 4 times. Now, before I even touch create event, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to go ahead and write my description. But before I write my description, let's grab our Engagely class. Now, we're going to go up to this plug right here. It does look like a little outlet here. We're going to go up to that plug. I'm going to drop it down, and I'm going to say View All. I'm going to go into Engagely class. And once that Engagely class pops up, we're going to go to step 2, where it says Choose a Link Type. And I'm going to go to the third selection, which is Create a New Engagely class and link to this course. So when I do that, I'm going to go into now my third naming convention, which will be Engagely Sepulveda-Group A, or whatever name you have. Now, once you do that, you're going to go ahead and submit that. And then you will see it pop up right here. Now, from this point, we can go ahead and do a couple of different things. You're more than welcome to create your own description. Simplicity is the best. Make sure that you do have your name, time, date, duration, maybe a little description of the office, whatever it may be. It is up to you. Please also make sure that you do change the name of this from class to something like Join Us or something else. But to do that, all you would have to do is push on it, and link options would pop up. And right up here is where you can change your name of your hyperlink, okay? Now, if for some reason you want to take it one step further, we have provided you some templates for a description. You're more than welcome to use that. If it's too much, that is absolutely okay. We're not requiring you to use them, but they are there for you. It does require us to do to copy and paste some coding, and so I'm going to show you that really fast. If you are interested in using that and do not have that email anymore, please let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. So right here in the email, we have some couple of different templates here. We have a pink one, we have a green one, we have a white one, and we have a brown one. And under each one is going to be the code for that template. Now I'm going to go with pink because I'm just a pink kind of person. So I'm going to go ahead and when I do this, I'm going to copy this code all the way to right there. I'm going to Control-C it, and I'm going to go back into my new calendar event. Now here's where we do not just copy it into the middle here, but we are going to go to the HTML editor. And that's where you have the 2 arrows with the slash through it right here. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go to number 2 right here and push return. It will give me a 3rd line. This is where I'm going to go Control-V or paste it right into there. And then once I pasted it, I'm going to go ahead and click those 2 arrows with the line through it again to close out my HTML editor. And once I do that, I have this template right here for me. Again, adjust it for your needs, adjust it for your class. This is kind of a universal template, so you have one-on-one Kruger conference sessions for us content teachers. We don't have Kruger conference sessions, but we can, again, tailor it to the needs of our class. We have a date, we have a time, we have, your name, your phone number, your contact information, all right there for you. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the class that we just created in Engagely, and I'm going to link it right here into this button. It's pretty easy how to do that. I'm going to go back up to class here, and I'm going to click on it and say link options. Okay. Now up here, I have a link right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to copy it. Okay. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go down to the button right here and I'm just going to click on that. It also will say link options. I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and take away and erase this kind of stand-in link and erase it and then paste the link I just created from Engagely. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and say done. When it's highlighted yellow like that, that means that link is now connected. So now we can go ahead and get rid of this if we choose. Okay, we do not have to have it because now that button is active for that Engagely link. Now, once everything is done, whether you're using the template or whether you are doing a description, does not matter to us. Then you can now create your event. It will duplicate the first time and the first time only. So that's why we want to make sure everything is 100% ready to go before you say create event. I'm looking, I'm checking. Yep, everything looks like it's ready to go. Now we are ready to go ahead and create that event. So once you've done that, we're going to create this event. It will pop up. Not everyone will be assigned to this item. We know that. We want to select students. So go ahead and continue. And then once we continue, you will see it pop up on your calendar. Now, as you can see, here's our initial event. We'll see the description right there. And as you can see on every other description or on every other day, you will see that description right there. Now, for some reason, if you seem to be, because they are standalones, and that means that they can be edited, they are edited one by one. If for some reason, let's say on June 17th, you can't make it to that office hour, you can't make it to that small group, you can delete this. And all you do is come down. Actually, let me go ahead and do one more up. There we go. You can delete that. And so we're going to come down to delete here. Of course, it will double check to make sure we want to delete it. And we're going to say delete. And as you can see, that one particular office hour small group is now deleted, but everything else still remains the same. Okay. So again, if you have any questions, that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, please reach out. We'd be happy to help you out. Like I said before, we're not too sure how we're going to be setting up for our periods for next year. This is simply just on small groups like office hours or something like that. But again, if you do have any questions, please let us know. If you need that HTML editor, if you're ready for that step, then please, and you don't have it, please let me know. I'll be happy to send it out there for you. Have a great one. Have a great summer, everybody, and we will see you back soon. Bye.